lecture number 5. In today's lecture, we will understand how this all concept of group theory came into picture. So, after learning symmetry, we need to utilize this symmetry knowledge in some sort of mathematical framework. So that we can employ these elements of symmetry to the molecule to get molecular properties. Now, why we are using symmetry, we have seen in our previous video, but in this we are going to explain about the development of group theory and how group theory is going to help us in determining some of the important properties of the compounds. Okay, now basically group theory was the origin. Group theory has originated by a mathematician, and origin is mathematical framework, and it is discovered by mathematician. Before a chemist can use, mathematician used to use group theory in their maths. So we need to learn basics criteria that can be called group. Now, in general language, in layman term, group is a collection of some distinct object. Okay, like for example, if we have a collection of jewelry, so that's nothing but a group. Example is some set of elements. For example, if I have 1, 2, 3, it is also one type of. This is a set of some numbers till 3, starting from 1. Okay, now to form a group, there are certain rules to be followed. Okay, so basically there are 4 rules. So there are 4 rules. The first rule, it says that all elements in a particular set, if considered, and if any 2 elements taken and defined with combination tool, then the product of the effect would be the element of the same set. The meaning of this statement is, I can explain you with an example. Suppose आपने example ले लिया, like for example we have S as a set S which contains A, B, C till X, okay, till X or maybe till Z, with the function of or with an operation of multiplication. I am just giving you an example to make the things easier. Okay, so we have an operation of multiplication, and these are sets till A to, or maybe you can consider it Z. It will be in a nicer way. Okay, so the first rule says, if I pick any of the element from this, say for example I have picked A and I have operated binary operation of multiplication with another element of the same set, B. So A and B belongs to set S. Okay, this is the statement. If I do operation of multiplication of A and B, I get another element, that is M. But the criteria is M should also belong to S. Now this is a sign symbol of belonging to that group. So set S. So that means if I consider A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, so we have M in this. So M also belong to set S. If I consider A and multiply and do a binary operation with A itself, like A multiplication of A, I get an element, that is N, the alphabet N. That also belongs to S. So the criteria is A, B, A. Everyone is belonging from S. I am doing a binary operation which is already defined as multiplication, and the value which I got is M and N, which also belong to set S. Such property is called as closure property. Okay, so if a set is following, if a set of S is following this property, it can be considered in a group. But this is the only first rule. The second rule says there must be an element within the set such that it commutes with any of the element. Now to explain this, I can take an example again. If I take the same example, S and S contains A, B, C, D till Z, and suppose multiplication is the binary function, and suppose if we have E and S, E belongs to set S. E is belonging to set S, and if I consider A, suppose, and I do binary operation by choosing E and A, so E is multiplied by A will give me the same result as A multiplied by E. Suppose this answer is to be A. For example, if I consider E as 1 into A and A into 1, I'll get A. So in this set, there is at least one element which you multiply with another element, you will get the same element. मतलब अगर आप इसमें से कोई भी एक लेटर चूज करते हैं, जैसे ए मैंने चूज किया और इसे मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं किसी एक एलिमेंट के साथ जो कि हमें सेम ए दे दे, उस प्रॉपर्टी को हम आइडेंटिटी एलिमेंट प्रॉपर्टी कहते हैं या यूनिक आइडेंटिटी एलिमेंट. So group also follows identity element property. Okay, we have done closure property, we have done identity property. Now the third property we have is associative property. Now in this property, if the same set A, B, C until Z and the binary function multiplication is considered, if I multiply A multiplied by B multiplication C, that will give me the same result if you multiply A by B and then you multiply by C. See, both the answer you will get same. So if in this case both the answers are same, this property is called as associative property. Okay, the group should follow associative property also. The next is law of reciprocation, and this is very important. Okay, now again an example is, consider A to Z and binary operation is multiplication. If I consider one element C and if I do multiplication as a binary operation with its inverse मतलब अगर C को multiply किया 1 by C में, what I am getting is identity only. If I am getting identity, that is 1, then the property is called as unique inverse or law of reciprocation. Okay, so the group should follow unique inverse also. So there are in totality 4 laws which needs to be followed. First is closure, second is identity, third is associative, and fourth is we have unique inverse. Okay, and if a set is following all this property, then we can consider that it is a group, or then we can call it as a group. Now if a set is following one additional rule, that is commutative, if a set is holding good at commutative, that is what is meaning of commutative. If you take an example same of S, set A, B, C, D till Z and multiplication is a binary function, we have A multiplied by B which is equal to B multiplied by A. Whatever answer I'll get of A multiplication by B, I'll get the same answer of B multiplication of A. So A and B is belonging to the same set S. So this indicates that A and B they both are commutating each other, and such type of group is called as abelian group. Abelian group is another special type of group which we will see in our later videos. Up till now at this point, this is not required, but just have an explanation of this commutative. A and B is commutating. So there is one more law that is an additional. If a set is following these 4 laws, then we can say that it is a group. But if it follows that special type of law, that is commutative law, then we can call it as an abelian group. For abelian group, the group should require to follow, set should follow commutative rule. Okay. Now let us have a summary. Summary says that any given set, that is collection of elements, will be called a group when a particular rule of combination define a net and all the elements follow certain rule. And these rules are which we have seen in this video. Now let me explain all these laws by taking a real example. Like suppose if I consider S is a rational number, set of rational number, and multiplication is the binary operation which I am providing to this set. The very first property, that is closure property, says that if I consider one number from this set and another number from this set, 2 and 3 both are rational number, and if I do this operation on these numbers, I'll get 6, which also a rational number. Now that is also belonging to set S. Okay, so this is called closure property. Okay, now the second is, if I consider one element, for example, I consider 3, that is a rational number that belongs to this set, and if I multiply this with any of this number, any one see, every set has got one number. If you multiply with that, you will get an identity. Now in this case, if I multiply 3 and suppose I am not considering it any number, and if I multiply this with any number 1, I am not considering it, I am getting answer 3. This indicates that is an identity element, and the answer is obvious that if I multiply 1 by 3 or 3 by 1, you will get 3. Okay, if I multiply this 1 by 3 or 3 into 1, you will get 3. 3 is nothing but the same element, and that is nothing but identity element. Okay, so this was the second rule. The third rule says if you multiply, if you do operation of multiplication, 2 into, by giving a bracket of 3 into 4, that is 12 into 2, because by using BODMAS rule, we apply first bracket. BODMAS is bracket, and then you do division, multiplication, whatever is the sequence. Okay, and here also you get 2 into 3, 6 into 4. Here also you get 6 into 4 is 24, 2 into 12 is 24. So the answer would be 24. So these are also commutating each other. So this law is called as associative. Now the fourth rule says that if I multiply some number into 3 and 3 into some number, I'll get 1. So it is obvious that if I multiply by its inverse, 1 by 3 into 3 and 3 into 1 by 3, I'll get a unity, that is unique inverse. So in this lecture, what we have seen, how the group theory came into existence. Group theory came into existence by the mathematician, and a particular group is called group when it is called group by following 4 different laws, that is closure, existence of identity, associative, unique inverse. If you understood this lecture, you would be in a better position to understand how this point group came into picture. So in our next lecture, we will take a detailed study of group theory and point group and we will designate or point out the point group in particular element in our next lecture. Thank you.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to ChemSpark, a simple place for all level of chemistry. So we will like to continue the series lecture of point group.